Okay, this video 9 or 10, I don't really know. So I'm going to have to be doing this all the time. Okay. Okay, so they're going to try to annihilate all the peoples of the land, and that's why they're trying to get a hold of Africa, right? Okay, so thus, when all is said and done, and the tribulation of Nibiru passes through, their plan is to be the sole survivors like Noah. Their plan is to restart the new earth over again in their own jinn-filled, demonic, Ashkenazi, Neanderthal, satanic image and spiritual image, right? Okay, so the spirit of death in the form of asteroid follows the red shield dragon, the red dragon, right? Thus, an asteroid will follow the fallen red dragon of war, Mr. Charlie, or he will follow the Antichrist, who represents the red dragon, right? Which is Wrathchild. So Mr. Charlie, the English wannabe king, right, represents the red dragon. He represents, he's not the red dragon, he represents the red dragon. He's the Antichrist. Like, the red dragon is Ratchiel. The Antichrist is Mr. Charlie. Abomination is Abomination. Obama. Obama. The Baphomet is his man bride, and his damnation is, right, the child that's to be born, right? The homosexual damnation is to be born his. And they were all based upon the fall of the king, right? Rastafari. So now they supposedly taken over, right? So the fall of the king, Rastafari, which is supposed to represent Haile Selassie, right? The king of the Jews, the Judah, right? The last king of the Jews, right? So it's supposed to be the nation is fallen, right? But it's not that. And that's why he sacrificed the Tafari Campbell, which represents Rastafari, which represents Haile Selassie, because his name was Rastafari. And that's why the Rastafarians are, Jews who follow Haile Selassie, because he represents the last known physical relative of King Solomon and King David, and thus to Christ too, Jesus too, right? Okay, so that's why they made the sacrifice of Tafari Campbell. It's reported that's why they made the sacrifice of Tafari Campbell, and Tafari Campbell was indeed a Pisces, right? And Pisces is represented by, it's supposed to be representing the two fish, supposed to represent the Christ, which is supposed to represent, right, the end of the age, right? As it relates to Saturn also and Neptune being in the same house, right? Okay. Now, okay. So now the beast, the death will follow Mr. Charlie, who represents the Antichrist. Okay, to whom the abomination and the Baphomet, to whom the abomination serves, and who serves him, Mr. Charlie, who serves the red dragon, who serves, okay, so Abomination serves Mr. Charlie. The Abomination has a damnation, gave Mr. Charlie a damnation, right? The Abomination serves Mr. Charlie, and the Abomination and his damnation, his Baphomet damnation, his Baphomet homosexual damnation serves Mr. Charlie. So they have a chain of command. The red dragon, Rachel. Antichrist, Mr. Charlie. Abomination, 44, Mr. 44, right? And his Baphomet damnation is the man bride, homosexual nation, right? And thus he legalized damnation marriage, right? Okay. And marriage is sacrilegious because, I could see, a union, saying a union, but not a marriage. Marriage relates to the mother of the prophet born of a virgin, right? So they're trying to make Baphomet the mother of the homosexual damnation. They want to make Baphomet the mother of the female impersonator Baphomet, transblender, Baphomet, the mother of the damnation, right? Of the abomination, the mother of the abomination's damnation, right? And after Tafari, okay, was transitioned, right? The abomination's daughter got pregnant, right? To establish a new nation, right? The new homosexual damnation, okay? Okay, so now, as we said, so the Afro-Kemetic Holy Land of Palestine is to be occupied, right? And made ready for the one world order, right? So they can take over the Africa and the Holy Land and the world, right? To get them, the humanity, to bow down to the to the red dragon, right? The beast. Now, so the Holy Spiritual manifestation of the red dragon, the unholy spiritual manifestation of the red dragon that has fallen to earth, is to make war against, and he has made war against the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, right? I.e. Palestine, right? Okay, so now we will say, Mashallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, though we walk through the valley of death, right? And though the right hand north node, which represents the north node of the moon, is in the celestial house of the Ramadan cardinal sun, Israel, right? Or Ariel, right? It is a direct indication of how we will appear to be standing, how we must appear to be standing. We must stand alone, right? With our own Christ consciousness, right? With our own Christ consciousness of peace. We must stand alone, right? To be prepared, right? To die, consciously die to that old colonialism, imperialism, totalitarianism, authoritarianism, racism, fascism, divide and conquer humanity. Must die to that consciousness, right? And be reborn again, right? We must think for ourselves. No more group thinking, right? No more this herd mentality, right? Whereby I think what they think. Society tells me what to think. I do what they think. I don't. You got to do what's right, based upon what you know of, and genocide is wrong, right? Okay, based upon the truth, right? Okay, and the truth is, the way to the light. Divine consciousness, Allah. The truth is the way to the light, right? The truth is the way to the light, and I'm telling you the truth. So you will learn your way to the light, and the light is Allah, and that's a light to open up your crown chakra so you can see the light for yourself, so you can lead yourself, right? A teacher is not the leader. He's only teaches you so you can, a teacher is a leader only in the fact he leads you to the light so that you can learn your own way to the light. A teacher is a guide. He will guide you to the light, right? He will guide the way, show you the way to the light, to the consciousness, using truth, and then you can see it for yourself, and then you will learn your own way. You will go your own way. You will know how to get back, you will know the truth to get to the light by yourself. You will know the way. The truth will will lead the way to the light, to the consciousness, right? And that's what a teacher is supposed to do, right? Not to be worshipped, none of that, but to lead the way, right? So you can follow the way to the light, get the way to the light, get your own way to the light, right? Okay. So you can go back and forth, back and forth. Going to the light is consciously going to the light. Then coming back to the earth, you go back and forth, just like you sleep in your dreams. You wake and you sleep. You wake and you sleep. You see the light in your sleep, meaning you get spiritual, you have spiritual awakening in your sleep, right? Through the visions, through the dreams. Then you come back you wake up, you're back in the physical world, right? So it's like that. Learning the truth to get to the light, right? You will learn your own way, right? Back and forth to the light. So you'll be able to have interact with physical consciousness and spiritual consciousness to be whole, right? To be whole. Okay. So now, so we said there must be a conscious death to be reborn and resurrected. Okay, so and no more group thinking, right? And that's as reflected by the right hand or the north node of the moon, which that turned the celestial wheel, right? The hands of the moon turn the celestial wheel, the nodes turn the celestial wheel, and it's turned it in Aries right now, and that is the thought, independent thought, right? In having your inherent mind, right? Okay, your own consciousness, your own judgment, right? Okay, own divine guidance, right? Okay, having been divinely guided, you should know your own truth and be able to stand on that, in that when the veil of the old celestial year has fallen, and not believe the deception and the lies, right? And the deceit. Okay, so now it is a direct indication of how we will appear to be standing when it's time to let go of that old consciousness, right? To die, to consciously die to that old consciousness, as we spoke. One must think independently, yet act collectively, face the light and face the death, right? That is at the left hand, right? Face that death, that consciousness of colonialism, occupy, genocide is in Libra, right? It's in Libra, right? That collective consciousness. The left node is in Libra, and guess who is a Libran, right? Air, fill in the air. Shaitanyahu is a Libra, filling the air with hot air, his hot air, because that's all he's breathing, hot air. He ain't got no fire. He's breathing hot air. And when did he attack? When the sun was in Libra. He ain't got no hot air no more. He gonna run out of it. You know, they calling for peace, and that's why he's trying to really, really get this fire started, right? He's really trying to get it started. So you should, when the sun goes into Jupiter, Sagittarius, they're going to try to make the flame bigger, right? They're going to try to make the flame bigger. Well, I pray to Allah, it burns them only, right? I pray to Allah, it will burn them only. The Antichrist and the rat child, the red dragon, right? And their damnation, right? So their Zion, their Ashkenaz, their Zion, synagogue of Satan, right? Their Gog and Magog, synagogue of Satan, damnation, right? And when it gets to around Capricorn, right? When the sun goes in Capricorn, that's when they really start trying to be killing people. They're really, 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 really going to start trying to kill people. So they probably have plans for it to go all up until the beginning of next year. And because Pluto is in Capricorn, just like when COVID hit, it happened when Pluto was, when the sun went into Capricorn. So when the sun, remember this, when the sun goes into Capricorn, right, around December, especially right Christmas time, sacrifice, you should expect them to really start amp up the killing. Be prepared. And then they think the people will be focused on Christmas, so they won't be paying attention to it. So you got to be prepared. Just like COVID, they will try to get intense. And then just like COVID, as election draws near, they will back off. So right now they're going to be full of hot air, until probably around election time. They will start to wind down and want to have peace talks. Because think about it, from their perspective, if they killed over 100,000 people, right, massacred over 100,000 people, they figure they won anyway, because at least they got rid of 100,000, and if they can do that every year or every 2 years, get rid of 100,000, they're whittling them down bit by bit. And if they say, okay, even if they're born if they repopulate themselves by 50,000, it's going to be 50,000 babies, helpless, defenseless, can't do anything. Okay, so they figure they whittle them down, whittle them down, whittle them down. So they should start trying to have peace talks around the end of December, maybe around when Pluto probably moves into Aquarius. Then things will start to get too hot for them. But as long as they think they can turn up the fire, they're going to do that, and especially around Jupiter time. I mean Sagittarius, when the sun goes in Sagittarius, right? So you got to be very, very careful. And who's going to be there? Mars is going to be there the 24th of 24th, I think, of November. 24th of November. So that's when they're going to ramp things up. And they're going to try to attempt to drive the people crazy. No, continue to protest. Continue to support Palestine. Continue to support the life. Continue to support the world. Okay? Now, so, as we said, that South Node consciousness, that's Shaitanyahu. That's why he went to the world stage and declared his war. Right? After the beast fell, right? The beast fell in Libra, I think it was. No, he fell during the time of Virgo. Was it Virgo? No, it was Libra. He fell in Libra, right? September 24th. He fell in Libra, right? And Shaitanyahu picked up the sword, tried to pick up a sword. He picked up a bomb, right? He picked up a bomb, hot air, right? And exploded his hot air, from his mouth, because he's a Libra. He's full of hot air, right? So now, that South Node is in Libra. He's a Libra, right? He's a Libra. And also his Aleister Crowley is a Libra, right? And I think both of their birthdays, Aleister Crowley's birthday is on the 12th of October. And that's when the natal Mars left Libra. So we missed it. Alhamdulillah. We're going to be fine. Praise be to Allah. Just stay praying up and keep on protesting and stand together. And don't let nothing divide you. Don't listen to that rhetoric coming from them, that disinformation. Don't listen to none of that. Stay united. Because this red dragon has to be defeated. This red dragon has to take his own death. He has to take his own death. We don't try to kill him, no. He has to take his own death. Trust me, the comment's going to come through and get his ass. Okay? You continue to protest, continue to pray, continue to get your house in order, and be prepared. Continue to clean your house, right? And get your mind together. You ain't got time for no bull crap. You ain't got time for death. For their death. Bullshit. That's some bullshit. He's full of hot air. Netanyahu's full of hot air. He's full of hot air. And believe me, they're scared. They're scared like fucking hell. Okay? They might try to talk a good game, but they're fucking scared as hell. Okay? No, they're full of hot air. Okay. So as I said, so you're to think for yourselves, not this collective South Node bullshit, because they're full of death. Death is coming to them, right? Death is coming to them, and they know it. Or death has come to them. Death has come to them. It's not coming, it's come. And they tried to pawn it off on to Kenya. They tried to take it to Kenya, lead death to Kenya. That's what that visit was about, to try to lead death to Kenya, right? Take it away from their house, from the Zionists, right? From the Zionist occupation of Palestine, right? Take it away from that, because that's the land they want to occupy, but they want the comet to hit, the death to go to Kenya. And if it does, it's going to take that Rudo. Because Rudo tried to open the door for death. The Kenyan people didn't. They protested. And they were repressed from their protest. And it was Rudo who forbade them to protest. or to show them protesting or being anywhere in the area of protest, where the Antichrist was going to be. So we're going to video, um, we're going to video 10.